States. Hope
Hey
y'all are doing
everybody,
well.
good morning.
Oh, I forgot to.
Bear with us. This is live, y'all. This is happening in real time. Josiah just needs to get some. Oh, the bathroom doors. I forgot too. So yeah, good morning, good morning. No, y'all are just waking up. We've been up for a minute over here. It's almost 3 p.m.
Yep. So it's nice to see y'all. Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell from the title and the movie poster, we're here to talk about the best countries for Black Americans to live in Africa. People ask us all the time, you know, in between offering different worldwide countries and things. So there's a lot of places you can go. We always got our people, thankfully, always asking, well, what about Africa or the Caribbean or something like that? So we've done videos like this before and we thought it was high time to like do another one. So we got 8 best countries to give you guys. This is coming from a list that I just reminded myself to link it for you. Before we do that though, please hit the like button, lets YouTube know that you are enjoying this content so it'll be regularly recommended to you. Whether you're subscribed or not, we'd appreciate a subscription. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss anything, because YouTube's always changing things up. When you subscribe, if you also don't want to miss things, you should join our email list. It's free. It's the Awaken letter, and there we talk about entrepreneurship, obviously moving abroad, culture and cultural exchange here in Africa. As Americans, we live in Zanzibar right now, and so if you sign up for the newsletter, not only do you get those stories from us, our family, our parents are a part of this channel as well. If you're new, we're brothers. You also get notifications directly to your email that, hey, we did a video, just in case you missed it, okay? So that's, just wanted to get that stuff out of the way. So before we get into these 8 countries, a lot of y'all are really curious about moving abroad, and you're really curious about Africa. Okay, Black folk, you know, we got Pan-African studies, we've got movies, documentaries, and things. There's a lot of mystery and intrigue in some way to the continent. Yes, that's right, it's a continent, not a country. But some of y'all aren't ready just yet, but that's okay. That's why we're here to help. DB, what are some things, oh, that's right. Josiah.
Daniel,
or DB, we sometimes call him DB.
short, yeah.
What are some things that we can help them with as far as like what they're not ready for in Africa?
I think you hit on it earlier, Josiah, which was this is a continent, and we are in a country within the continent, kind of like how it's North America, and you got Canada, you got United States, and then you got like the bottom part, like Mexico, and then it's, you know, it's like, it's really like the Americas, and then you have like South America, Brazil. There's
Right.
like, there's different levels to it, but growing up living in the States, you're just used to that one country. You're just used to the United States. So
Yeah.
when we look at Africa, which is the continent, and then we look at the countries within it, like Rwanda, Tanzania, Mauritius,
Senegal, South Africa.
Ethiopia.
You get it.
Yeah, you get it. There's a lot, and you have to. It's a culture shock. It's something you have to kind of come out of. You got to be more specific. Now, of course, people here on the continent, like we do say like Africa all the time, because there is kind of like that love, that oneness.
That one Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, that one Africa. But it helps to know the difference, to like, I guess, realize the shift that you're going into, that it's not going to be just this one country, it's multiple countries.
Yeah.
And within those countries you have different regions, and within those regions you have different tribes. There might be other stuff I don't even know yet. We're all still learning, but there could be,
Yep.
I think in Tanzania there's over 100 tribes alone, and they have different cultures, all different languages, beyond just Swahili. There's a specific language just for Maasai people.
Chaga.
Yeah. So
That's good.
there's all these different things to break down when you're coming to the continent of Africa, and it's beautiful, it's vast. It kind of makes you go like, wow, everybody's kind of doing their own thing, being creative. There's so much to learn with all the different tribes and what they like to do or how they like to cook food or what. So
That's a good one.
that's one of the things. The other things I would look at is kind of like the conveniences that we're used to in the States that will look different here. So like you might get a lot of the same type of foods. Like you might get a lot of like ugali's a really big popular food here.
Kind of like grits, like extra thick grits that you mash with other food, or eating with your hands is also one I'm still
that's another thing.
still getting used to that. They say the food tastes better even when my hands are clean. If it's not pizza, ribs, or a cheeseburger, I really don't like eating messy food with my hands. But that's I think a continental thing here. They like eating with their hands. They do. It tastes better, they say.
Yeah, I believe him. I believe him. Hey, when you eating chips, I mean, okay, some people like to eat chips or Cheetos with chopsticks because they don't like getting their hands dirty. But it's it's okay. Like we eat it, we might be licking our fingers and stuff, so it's fine. And you learn how to eat. You know, it's funny you bring that up because I remember Josiah being my eldest brother. I remember watching you eat certain things like chicken wings and stuff, and you would only use like certain fingers, and so all your hands aren't dirty.
Right.
So it's like when you watch or like when you see locals eat, like depending on what they eat, they might use their full hand or they might just be using their fingers. It's not always this dirty thing. And it's like you're eating. Like you don't have to be on your phone because that's another thing like I would think of.
They're focusing on their meal then because their hands are occupied.
Exactly. It's like, oh, is my screen, is my phone gonna get dirty? But you're eating.
You're focused.
Like you're
and probably talking with people too.
Exactly.
Not that people don't look at their phones while they're eating here, but like it stands out in a really cool way. There's also like in America and in the West, we're used to a lot of immigrant influence with the cuisine. You might have Italian, Mexican, Ethiopian, Chinese, might have all types of food. Like when we lived in LA, if you're new, we lived in LA for about 3 years. We're originally from Maryland. But it's like that in most areas in America. You can sample food from everywhere. And when you move abroad, especially to Africa, depending on where you go, you may not realize that you were raised on that. You were raised on, even if it's the cheap imitations, like Panda Express versus authentic Chinese food, you don't realize that you're used to everyone else's food and how awesome that is. Then you might come to an African country where there's not as much influence from everyone else's culture. It's mainly the local food. Ugali, you were talking about beans and rice, flatbread, unleavened bread, chapati, different ways to grill and barbecue chicken. They're eating goat if you're not used to. We eat goat a lot now. We never did that before. So it's more, in our experience, more localized and focused, even down to the food or even the entertainment. You might be used to a lot of cinemas and recreational things. They have those in Africa, just in our experience, not to the extent entertainment, especially recreational entertainment, it doesn't feel like it's on every corner in African countries as it does in America, in states, Six Flags, Kings Dominion, bowling, skating rinks and stuff. There's entertainment, there's parks for families, there's water parks. I've been to one in Dar es Salaam City in Tanzania, but that's a different, the convenience and the simplicity of things, the reliability of the same things is more prevalent here, I notice.
Yeah, so it's getting used to those changes. Like it's slower paced here. People are a lot more chillaxed. It's not that haraka, which means like fast in Swahili. Everything's like that city life. We don't really see it because it's invisible to us because it's our culture, especially coming from the East Coast. Everything's like boom, 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 boom. That
Yep.
city life, like I'm headed there. I'm merging onto my lane. You cut me off, but you waved, and it's like
Or cut me off in the line to get on the escalator on the metro or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Slower pace of life, including like your favorite. They love conversation. We're really learning that.
Yeah.
We've been in Africa 3 years now. Hallelujah. And we notice like we sometimes feel a little self-conscious for being on the go. Oftentimes it's greetings,
Hey.
Jennifer Edie. I hope I said that correctly. Greetings to you. Thank you for joining us. We sometimes, depending on what it is, where we live, we are in a expat community. So there's things like paying community can come together with the development to pay utilities and things, water, electricity, knowing how to get mail if you're going to get mail and things like that. So there's a lot of Q&A, and so sometimes all of us are on the go. So sometimes when
Right.
people want to talk, you feel like you're trying not to be rude because to us as Americans and Westerners, time is of the essence. But here, things take care of themselves, and it's not fast. It's pole, slow.
Yeah, so that's something that is going to be a huge
Yeah.
shock to you, and it's like
It's okay.
it's
though.
like you're not even thinking. That wasn't something I was thinking about.
I know I wouldn't.
Like it's because it's invisible. Like it's it just
Yeah.
kind of hits you in the face, but you learn to like adjust to it.
Little by little.
Yeah,
Yes.
you learn to study the culture, to accept the difference and know that it is a difference. It's not
Yeah.
wrong. It's just different.
This is how you get ready. You weren't ready. You may not have been ready before. Here is how you get ready because we weren't ready. So studying, go ahead, Daniel. That's one way
Yeah.
to begin to get ready.
You study the culture. You be more patient, and you realize like this isn't just some like one and done thing. Like we talked about, there's different tribes. So it's like
Different
you gotta
dialects, yeah.
you gotta adjust. You gotta accept that I'm gonna have to adjust to different cultures within this one country.
It's true.
And
Yeah.
you got to be patient with yourself, and it's okay to take your time adjusting to that.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
we're learning some tribes are known to be like more flashy than others. Some tribes are known to be quieter than others. Some are, I don't know, I can't think of any others at the moment, but you get it. Some are just, you can rely on certain temperaments, certain aesthetics, certain ways they communicate and things like that, all people have it. But again, you didn't grow up in an African country. So it's going to take some adjusting. So you'll want to study culture, videos like this, newsletters like I plugged at the beginning, the good old library. I'm a big nerd. My parents, y'all couldn't get me out of the library when I was growing up, or even after Daniel was born. Like he can rely on me to find a bookstore or the library. Go to the library. If you work with continental Africans who work in the United States, who you're friends with, your colleagues, talk to them if you're interested in moving to Africa about the food, about the pace of living, the things that we're talking about, so is that you make as few assumptions. I'll say it again, as few assumptions as possible, because you know what they say about those who make an assumption.
Yeah.
We are guilty. We made ourselves look crazy, and stuff like that. I made myself look a little crazy to my girlfriend. She's Tanzanian. She's been merciful to me, when I got something wrong, because she knew I meant well. They're also not easily offended. I thought I was cool before I came to the continent of Africa. Maybe I was by American standards, but I've noticed I gotta bring it down. That's where that slower pace, I gotta embrace that slower pace. I gotta study people, don't get angry type stuff. So
Yeah, it's like they're kind of looking at you like, what are
Be
you in a
patient.
rush for? Where are you? Why are you hiding? Like, that's kind of like some things we may hear or whatnot because we're from America, and so we have to
That's how
get
those things
used to
work.
it. Yeah, so
You gotta be patient, don't they, Dee?
yeah, you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It helps to accept that it's gonna be, when you're walking into the store, you're walking in to eat the food, and there's no cutlery, there's no knives and forks.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna be all right. Like, I know you're used to that. I know you're used to the craziness of the States, and everything
Everything's
is
laid out too.
yeah.
You know those jokes they make about Denzel and the Equalizer adjusting everything on the dinner table or something, or his watch before he gonna beat somebody up. We're used to everything like his character being in its place.
Exactly.
Whereas here in Africa, things are in their place, but they're different than where we came from in the United States.
And it's not gonna kill you. You
It
gonna
feels
be
like it will.
I know it. It does feel like it will.
We can laugh now.
But we're alive. We're here. We've been here 3 years now, like Josiah's been saying.
Yep.
And we all right. And you gonna be all right. You know. So just relax. It's gonna be okay. And be comfortable with that unfamiliarness.
It's an adventure.
Yeah, it'll help you adjust more for what's to come.
So basically we're saying what we always say, again, if you're new here, we always say this, research.
Yes.
That's coupling YouTube videos, consultations, books, all these things, because this is a big project to move abroad. And today we're talking specifically about Africa, where we are. Research is all of those things and more. Research is also researching yourself, journaling, recording what things matter to you, like quality of life. Do you want to go someplace slow? Because you can find fast places in Africa. You know, they got big cities. You can always rely on big cities to be fast. That's universal. They have them, okay? Dar es Salaam is much faster than Zanzibar City, than Stone Town here, where we are, okay? So you want to take inventory privately. What is it that I really care about? Did I want to start a business? Did I want to learn a language? Do I want to raise my family abroad? And on and on and on. It's about researching these things and owning them. And you know what? Let's get into the list with that. So this is part of your research. So welcome, karibu, as they say.
Welcome.
In Swahili. And so Daniel, here, take us to the first country. This is from, the countries we're listing are the 8 best countries for African Americans to live in. This is the top African states to live in, life quality, living expenses, HDI, and high salary jobs. We'll explain all of that. We're gonna just react to this and I'll copy this. Daniel, what's the first section and what's the first country?
The first section we're gonna deal with here is the first country is South Africa.
Nice.
So South Africa is often mentioned as one of the best countries to live in among Africans when talking about quality of life issues. So, you know, we talk about it's like over 50 something countries in Africa. So this really, hoping it's gonna help y'all. So yeah, South Africa as sub-Saharan country enjoys a relatively high human development index compared to its neighboring states. It has well-developed infrastructure, modern cities with diversified economy. Cities like Johannesburg and Cape Town offer world-class amenities such as healthcare facilities, schools, among others, thus raising standards or level living accorded there. The affordable climate in those regions also contributes to a higher quality of life, attracting both locals and expatriates. And I think it's really cool because you might need to go to a place like South Africa first when you're coming to the continent of Africa.
It'll probably be more familiar.
Yeah, it could be more familiar for you. You might not be able to just go to
the village
somewhere or somewhere like that, where we met people here who do and they're thriving, but some people need to slowly adjust versus a big adjustment. It's still going to be an adjustment from the United States, but it might be easier for you, and there's nothing wrong with that.
You just reminded me, for example, in a big city anywhere, let's take the states like DC, New York, you might be used to hearing a lot of different languages, but one impression that we've gotten from living abroad, living in Africa, is in these cities, you may hear people who speak or meet people who speak multiple languages.
Yeah.
So if I'll say it again, it's like in one area you might have been used to just hearing multiple languages per person. Didn't mean that they didn't speak multiple. But as people we've been meeting and people we've been encountering, they speak maybe minimum 2 to 3 languages here on the continent. They'll speak their own tribal language. They might speak the collective language like Swahili or whatever the leading language is in the region, English. They might speak a Romance language like French or Spanish or something. That blows my mind because we took like Spanish in high school, and obviously we speak English. We lost most of our Spanish, but a lot of these people, they're fluent in maybe minimum 3 languages.
Exactly.
So that's something to think about.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
So
South
that's South
Africa, it's rich in natural resources, which include mining activities as well as agriculture, have driven growth within various sectors, thereby boosting economic performance. So these are the things that, or some of the things South Africa has to offer. Josiah, what's the next country on the list?
So the next one on the list is Botswana. So
Mom's favorite name.
Mom's favorite. It's one such country located within the same region in Africa as South Africa that provides good quality lifestyle with one of the highest HDI scores in sub-Saharan Africa. Botswana has made significant strides towards the economic development as well poverty reduction. Yeah, were you going to add something? Go ahead.
I wanted to correct myself here. One such country. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a mistake. Go on.
Cool.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, by the way, HDI is Human Development Index. So there's an archive that this article is taking from to report on Human Development Index. And so prudent management of Botswana's diamond resources has resulted into impressive rates in economic growth where government has invested heavily in healthcare facilities, also education and their infrastructures. Lastly, with a low level of corruption as well as stability in political structure, Botswana is now modeled for development on the continent. So that might be a place that you go to. Responding to Jennifer, maybe Botswana is a place you'd think of. She was asking, is there a place similar to Hawaii, including the friendliness and warmth of the people? Tanzania, where we are, is also known for its friendliness. Swahili, Kiswahili is the full name. Swahili for short is, if you watch The Lion King, you heard a lot of Swahili even as a child. Simba is lion. Hakuna Matata does mean no worries, Amnashita, no problem. There's some other words that I missed, but they're known for being very friendly. You'll meet people, and people can have a bad day, people can be nasty as well. Wherever there are people, you're gonna have a variety. But they're known for being very, very warm in particular. We haven't been to Botswana yet, but that sounded like a very friendly place and well-developed place as well. That's something to really look into. That might make a very interesting search as well. Like, are there comparable countries in Africa to maybe the pace of another place culturally or something? That would be very, very interesting. So thanks for that question, Jennifer. I hope that can help kind of lead you a little bit, kind of be a springboard for you to look into places that are comparable to Hawaii. Tanzania and Botswana might be a place that you might start, probably even everywhere on this list. So with that, we're going to cost of living in African countries. Daniel, what's the first one on that list?
The first one on this list is Morocco. It is one of those African states that remain relatively cheap while maintaining a good quality of life. The major sectors including agriculture, mining, and tourism, which contribute to its diverse economy. The big cities such as, Casablanca and Marrakesh, try not to butcher these names, offer affordable modern amenities while housing costs, food prices, transportation charges tend to be much lower than many Western countries. So a lot of people ask us about how much does it cost to move to Africa or to Tanzania, and it's like, it's depending on where you want to go. So like if you're looking for something maybe a little bit more affordable, Morocco could be one of those countries for you. Or if you like, if you're looking for maybe more city life, could be like Nairobi. So it's like it always depends on what you're looking for. So yeah, Morocco could be on your list.
Very good.
Yeah,
Nice.
Morocco's mild Mediterranean climate further
Sounds
enhances its appeal as a cost-effective destination for both living and tourism. Additionally, it acts as a gateway to Europe and the rest of Africa because
Yeah.
it lies at a strategic location in North Africa.
Yeah.
That can be important for travel if you want to go to
I was
like
about
other
to say.
countries or
Yep.
or go beyond Africa to visit like other countries. So
In
that's
Europe, yeah.
yeah, there's a lot to consider with Morocco.
That's really good. That's exciting for tourism. If you're really trying to stamp your passport a lot, that's good.
Yeah.
You're right. The way it's situated there, you're closer to Europe and other interesting places. We're further away down here, kind of in the middle of the continent on the East Coast. So we're a little bit further away. But that's really cool to have the best of both worlds if you are also interested in checking out Europe or something like that. That also reminds me, before I get into the next country here, we'll say more about it. Jennifer's question reminded me, we have the Move Abroad in 3 Easy Steps workshop coming up, and this might be just for you if you really wanted to be in an incubated space with like-minded people. And our family, our parents are included as well. They are retired here in Zanzibar. If you're trying to get the strategies we used to execute a focused goal. This is like project management. Our dad worked in project management, so we're kind of junior project managers in a sense. We took a chunk, various chunks of our move abroad 3 years ago to make this happen. I'm talking flowcharts and everything. So we're gonna have January 26th, a virtual workshop. It'll be our 4th workshop as a family doing this thing, where we'll give you the strategies that made us successful to execute this project, pinpoint where you want to go, like Jennifer was asking, any places comparable to Hawaii. We'll get online and do some tutorials with you, with other people, and you'll do it yourself if you haven't done it before, but we'll be there with you to pinpoint locations, look at cost of living, look at some cultural things to find, kind of like, what is it, the Venn diagram, where things kind of overlap so that your thing's right in the middle. So focus, goal, project management, pinpointing where you want to go, and of course, cost of living, which your budget currently and what you project it will be, and then looking at places you're interested in. Well, what's the budget like over there, including but not limited to like visas and things. So if you're really excited to move in 2025, and if this sounds really exciting, where we do what we're doing, but even more in depth, you'll even be able to ask us questions like live and everything like that. I'm gonna put the link in the link's already in the description of this video, but if you're on the live, like everybody else, hey, I'll put that in the live chat right now before I go to the next country, okay? So we invite you to come.
Yes, guys, we offer you this workshop. The workshop is the 25th of January.
Yep, or 26.
Or I'm sorry, 26th. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jennifer. So with that, we're gonna keep moving here. So we're wrapping up cost of living in Africa. Here's just a couple of countries. There's more to it, but this is what they got. Ghana is another African country. Congratulations to them, by the way. Over 500, maybe close to 1,000 by now. 2 or 3 weeks ago, over 500 expats, a lot of them Black American. Got their citizenship in Ghana like 2 to 3 weeks ago. Congratulations to you guys. I don't know how you, Hangera Sana in Swahili. I don't know how you say it in any of the languages in Ghana, like Twi or anything. But congratulations. So that's Ghana. Ghana is another African country where the cost of living is relatively low, especially when compared to its quality of life. The economy has experienced steady growth, which was driven by industries such as oil, gold, and cocoa. If I have it right, I think in the local languages of Ghana, Ghana means gold or king or something.
I think it means king.
Maybe king.
I have to check it.
Synonymous with gold. There you go. I literally just learned that this year. I didn't know that. Accra City holds a reputation for being vibrant culturally with an ever-growing population of expatriates, expats like us. despite having a higher cost of living than any other part of the country, across city remains cheaper by global standards, hence becoming one of the most preferred places to settle in Africa. So we have a video also here on the channel. Check it out. Binge our videos, guys. 2 or 3 videos I just realized with Rukia McNair, the migrating mom. I can't remember what the titles of the videos are, but she's a young black mom with, she wears caftans and like really beautiful, vibrant dresses you'll see in the thumbnails. She's got beautiful handmade wooden jewelry and beautiful locks. Trying to help y'all find it because I can't remember the titles, but they'll say Ghana on 2 or 3 of the videos. We talked to someone who lives in Ghana. She's been there 2 to 3 years now. She's lived abroad for 15 years, actually. She has a lot of great things to say about Ghana and how, what she's been learning about herself, learning about business, raising her family. She has teenage children and is recently a new mom. I think she's got a 1-year-old now, married a Ghanaian man there, and she's living her best life. But she loves like Volta region. She's got some land out there as well. And it just looks really beautiful. For pace of living, at the top of the video, we were talking about things being slow generally in Africa, especially the East African region where we are, compared to the United States. I hear things are a lot faster though in Ghana. And I heard a lot of that from Rukia and other expats. And so if you want that familiarity, a place like Ghana might be for you, in addition to all this cost of living stuff. USD goes a lot further. This doesn't say what USD is comparable to, I forgot what the Ghanaian currency is. But those are things you can look up too with like global converter apps and things. I think on the iPhone, we just had the update where they included a currency converter in there. You just type in a currency, select the country, and you can make the comparison. So those are all of these with cost of living and culture and pace of living might be why you want to go to Ghana.
Yeah, I believe that's in the calculator app. You can now check. You can convert for different currencies, weights. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things now. Oh, someone just said rare people society.
Oh yeah, they were saying SETI Ghanaian currency. Oh, it's called the SETI.
SETI.
Thank you. Okay,
Thank
so
you
yeah,
very
we got
much.
the shilling here and the dollar in the U.S. So yeah, we don't know what the conversion is. If you know, feel free to put it right up here in the chat. But it's the SETI. What about Togo? We don't. I'm not sure about Togo. This article focused on Accra, actually. So that's something to definitely look into if you're really interested in that, in the West African region. So with that, Daniel, we're going to human development in Africa. What's the first country there?
So the first country is Mauritius. It is known as it is among the African countries with high HDI, hence attracting lots of people who need quality living standards. This small island nation is highly developed economically because its major sectors include tourism, textiles, and financial services, among others. Mauritius has put much emphasis on human capital development through investments in education and healthcare infrastructures. More on that healthcare.
Nice.
It therefore boosts high literacy levels and long life expectancy, thus making it one of the best places to live among African nations regarding Human Development Index. So that's a huge win right there if you have some more health things that you have to factor in your move abroad.
Nice.
Definitely check out Mauritius.
Yes, someone had asked about Togo. I Googled just really quick, just some little things. There's more you gotta do. But it looks here, Togo's Human Development Index score has skyrocketed. No, yeah, okay, it's definitely improved. Sorry about that. Well, no, it has. Everything's relative. So in 2014, it was 0.484. This year, it's 0.547. So it's an improvement from previous years for sure. Things are steadily improving in Togo from a Human Development Index standpoint. The details of those things will require further research. But things are getting better in Togo all the time, it sounds like.
Nice.
So next, as far as human development, we've got Seychelles, right? So that's an American country whose high HDI resulted from good economic development
Oh,
built.
you mean African country.
Oh, I'm sorry. Seychelles is an African country, sorry for whatever I said, whose high HDI resulted from good economic development built on strong human capital investments. Seychelles' economy depends mostly on tourism industry plus fishing, but it also diversified into offshore finance services sector too. Again, I put this article in the live chat and in the description of this video so you can read along. With a small population alongside significant commitment towards environmental conservation, Seychelles offers an exceptional way of living that's not easily found elsewhere within this specific area in Africa, in the African region. Its government has heavily invested into healthcare programs together with education provision, ensuring that all citizens enjoy elevated living standards. So Seychelles sounds really, really beautiful. And those are the two countries for human development and HDI in Africa. You know, people make it seem like everyone's in the bush, and people also make the bush sound bad. There are people thriving for centuries, for millennia in the bush, and they're doing just fine. Just because some people don't have what you have doesn't mean that they're not happy, doesn't mean that they're not inventive.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean that they're not caring for their families. You're allowed to go where you feel most welcome and where is most conducive for you. You know, you're talking about that earlier. And so if any of this sounds like it's up your alley as far as you need a place with more development compared to someplace else with maybe low crime rate and things like that, you might consider Mauritius and Seychelles. And again, these are just two African countries. People make it seem, again, like it's only the bush. There's a lot of variety in Africa. There's the bush, there's cityscapes. Africa has a lot to offer, and these are just two really beautiful places. So you heard it here. I hope that this is giving you some ideas. So next, Daniel, we're going to the last section, economic growth and high-paying jobs for locals and expats. What's the next country?
The next country is Nigeria. Nigeria.
To West Africa.
Yeah, well, now we're going to West Africa. People sometimes ask, it's like, is there any countries in West Africa? It's like, yeah. Nigeria is one of Africa's largest economies, largest economies with oil, agriculture, and telecommunications.
Nice.
Being some of its diverse economic bases. The country has a big population that has increased demand for goods and services leading to economic growth. Lagos, Nigeria's commercial capital, is famous for its vibrant business environment that provides various sources of high-income employment opportunities, particularly within the oil and gas industry. Although Lagos can be costly to live in, there are many professionals who find it appealing because they might find high-paying jobs here.
Okay.
So it's definitely, Nigeria is one to consider. What's the next one, Josiah?
Nice. Lastly, on this list, Kenya. So we're back in East Africa. They're north to us here in Zanzibar. Kenya also has a strong economy and expanding job market among African countries. This sector is made up of the key areas such as agriculture, manufacturing, and technology, which are diversified. Nairobi City is a major business hub plus an innovation center within Africa, within the African region. It hosts various multinational companies alongside startups that afford countless well-remunerated openings. Kenya's strategic location at East African frontier has facilitated her economic growth as it serves as an entry point for trade as well as investments in this part of the continent. So that's the list. I can't wait to go to Kenya as well. We want to explore the whole continent. It's easier access here on the East Coast for us. But as far as jobs are concerned, again, those are two examples. So if any of those examples sounded appealing to you as an expat, you might want to look into other examples that mirror Nigeria and Kenya when you go. Or especially some of y'all are married to you're Americans married to people, first generation, if I have that right, immigrants, you're married to immigrants from Africa to the States. Maybe y'all have talked about it before, but maybe you weren't really able to do the research because of just other considerations you had in your life, and maybe now's the time. Maybe this year you were like, we're really gonna make that leap in 2025 to move abroad. Study some of these examples here. Again, I linked it in the live chat and in the video description to like reread this to really see, kind of give you the ideas of what's available. Because we just want to make you aware. A lot of people struggle like we did with awareness. You grew up thinking certain things about other places outside of America. You know, like you grew up maybe believing or certainly hearing, whether you wanted to or not, that America was the best place, right? It reminded me of that Chris Rock movie, Head of State. God bless America and no place else, for real. And so it's like you think America has everything, but if you're like us, this video was made for you because you realize, nah, there's more to life. My American dream is really to live outside of America, leveraging the opportunities and rights I have as an American and transferring them, or as many as I can, in my know-how, my experience, someplace else in the world. Downsizing, slower pace of living, healthier food, things like that. And taking maybe even your expertise, like maybe as a digital nomad or a remote worker, entrepreneur, an investor, you can take those things, you can take the best parts of you as an American and bring them someplace else where they're most welcome into a country, into a culture that can help you foster those things and take them to the next level and be a blessing to other people there in the country, whether your spouse is from there or an immigrant to America or not.
So yeah, guys, we hope this helps you in your research, bringing this awareness. If you need more help, go to our website and check out our research guide. We have it on there. It's free. And if that is blessed by you, or I'm sorry, if you're blessed by that or this live stream, check out our workshop, which is going to be in January the 26th.
Yep.
So yeah, there's an early bird special going on for it right now. So yeah, you should check that out. We're gonna get ready to sign off here, but we got a comment.
Oh yeah, choosing the best place to depends entirely on what you want to do and purpose, retirement, business, investment, vacation, job, shield life.
Exactly.
There you go. That's what it is. Because a lot of people, they really don't think about those things. That's what, you're welcome, Jennifer. We're glad we could share. You're right, Mzansi. People don't think about those things because they're, again, like you said, DB, your culture is invisible to you. Even now, 3 years in Africa, our culture is still invisible to us. And it's not always even the bad stuff. Even the good stuff we just forget it, you know, but it blesses someone else. You got to think about, you know, are you retirement age? Like you said, are you interested in investment? Do you just want a vacation? Do you just want to, you know, bop around the world, as Stephanie Perry says, you know, another YouTuber you guys should check out, who's an expat, thriving, being successful abroad? Do you just want to bop around the world? Do you just want to hop around? But you got to know what it is you want to do. That's why the Move Abroad in 3 Easy Steps workshop is great for you. If that's what you're trying to do, again, we're going to help you with our strategies that made us successful here on project management, the project being moving abroad as soon as you're ready, cost of living, your current budget, and then the budget you will need for the other country. We got tutorials for you as well as our own materials that we've written. And of course, pinpointing where you want to go so that all those things that you're focused on and all those things you need can be concentrated into the best places, the best countries in Africa or elsewhere. You don't have to go to Africa if you don't want to. We just wanted to talk about that on this video so that you can go to the most conducive place.
Yeah, we are big adventurers, travelers. We've been to many different countries, all of us in the family, and we've poured that into like this workshop. We also poured it into something else.
I was about to say,
e-course that we've been working on silently in the background. We've been wanting to put it out there for a minute now or to begin work on it, and we're actually almost done with it. The e-course will come out at a later date in 2025, but if you purchase the workshop that is coming up in January, you will get access to that e-course. Just as simple as that.
That's really what you're getting.
And it's going to be way more topics than just the budgeting, things that we talked about, the researching and the planning. It's jam-packed with so much more, and you can take it at your own pace. That's the beauty of
forever access too.
Forever access. We're working on getting a community together for those who get the e-course. I won't promise it, but it's looking like it's doable, and so you'll be able to work with people. You'll be able to communicate with people with similar mindsets, people who have taken the course, people who want to move abroad, and
Who are serious.
yeah, who are serious. It's so important.
Yeah, so again, that's the Move Abroad in 3 Easy Steps workshop from Awaken with Mark. That's January 26th. That'll be a virtual workshop. You'll be with like-minded people there. So we put the link right here in the live chat. It's also in the video description, that gray description box. So check that out if you're watching the replay, okay? And again, yeah, when you go to that workshop, that's just one chapter of many chapters designed to help you that you'll get in the course so that you can go in an organized fashion, step by step, to succeeding moving abroad. So the whole e-course is really what you get. And when you join us January 26th, you're already in. You're just going to wait after the workshop to get the course so as that you can go even more in depth into this project of moving abroad.
Yeah, so in short, if you liked what you saw here and what you heard, you're going to get way more of that in our workshop and in our e-course.
It's our 4th workshop, by the way. Yes. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. Those were the 8 best countries for Black American families to live in. This is Josiah and Daniel signing off. We'll see you on the next video. Peace and blessings.